August 28th, 2019, and I'm at the lake because I needed to find my happy. I needed some space to clear my head. This morning, now mind you, it's just a little after 9, so already the day has been started off interesting, and I don't really like it. Sometimes I don't like to make videos because I feel like I've put this out there so publicly that when I am in this rut and when I am having a hard time, that it's just gonna look like, here she goes again. But that's not it. I think the message that I'm sharing is important and it needs to get out. I don't know about you, but when I am at a stoplight, I don't tend to always just keep my eyes straight ahead or in my own little world. In fact, I'm very intentional about trying to smile at people. So if I look over and catch somebody's eye, I'll smile. I don't stare at them or anything. But when somebody is staring at you, you know that feeling that you know. Well, this car pulled up and I happened to look over right as I see the driver go, "Oh my God," and pointed at me and then starts talking to the people in his car. And I smiled and looked away. And then I looked back because he was still staring at me and making horrible faces at me. I don't know. Don't have any makeup on. And even without makeup, it's not like I'm ugly. And even if I was, who cares? I'm not in your car. But, 39 years into this game, I should know that people just need people. But that's not all that bothered me. What bothered me was that my son was in the car because we were driving him to school. I was driving him to school. What bothered me is that my son noticed. Because he's friendly like I am. So he said, "Mommy, why did he do that to you?" I said, "Why did he do what?" He said, "That thing." I said, "What thing?" And apparently making faces and whatever, saying, "Oh my God." And while I would like to think it's just because he thought I was drop dead gorgeous, I know better than that. I know better. I've been around too many reactions like that to know. But Oliver said he went something like that to me. "Why'd he do that, Mommy?" And in that moment, the light turned green. And in that moment, I turned. In that moment, I avoided the conversation. I didn't want the trajectory of his I can't even talk today. I didn't want his day to go in a direction that it didn't need to go. I didn't want my little boy, who is super protective and loves his mama, to be mad that somebody was making his mommy sad. All of this happened like that light felt like it took an eternity, and we know it didn't. And the light turned green when he said that, and as I was turning, I looked back and there he is, just waving at them, smiling and waving at them. But I left the parking lot of the school. I held it together to my room, and I left the parking lot of the school and I just cried. Tears just poured. So I knew I had to take some time and come to the lake because the lake's a big hug. I can close my eyes, and in that moment I can feel like the water's just crashing over me. In fact, I want to be out there. I don't really want Lake Erie crashing over me. That's not my cup of tea. But the idea of it, just listening to the rocks, the waves on the rocks. But I cried because I missed an opportunity. That moment that we convince ourselves we're failing. I can convince myself I'm failing on many levels right now. And as a parent, I think it's easy to ride that line. that we're failing, even if we're really not. But sorry if this video just went black, guys. It's more just, I missed an opportunity, and maybe we'll talk about it later, we've talked before about how not everybody's nice, but I'm proud of him. He was nice. He waved and he smiled, and he just thought it was great. He didn't know. Not everybody's gonna know. I've been with people. I was on a trip, and it was happening right in front of everybody's eyes, and I was the only one who saw it. Granted, because I'm more in tune to seeing things sometimes. Just, you know, life experience teaches you that. The point of all of this is, be kind, darn it. I didn't actually exchange words with this person, yet my heart is heavy from the interaction. My heart is heavy that people think this stuff's okay. My heart is heavy that we live in a world where if you're too fat, however that's defined, if you're too thin, if you're gay, if you're straight, if you're like all these various groupings, there are people who don't want you around and who wish their world was this small little bubble of perfection. We don't need to repeat history. There's very clear parts of our history and currently going on where people are not being accepted because of what they look like, where they're from. It is 2019 and we need to do better. So I guess that's the lesson. We need to do better. Always.